So, I am a huge Fairly OddParents fan. I watch it whenever I can. Lately, however, I have been really busy, so I missed a lot of the new episodes in Season 5. Once the box set came out, I tried to buy it, but I did not have enough money. Luckily, one of my friends, who was also a huge fan of the show, had let me borrow his copy of the set so I could see the episode that I missed. When I had first picked up the box set, I faintly noticed that the Nickelodeon logo was missing from the front cover. I did not really let it process through my mind though. Over the coming weeks, I slowly watched the episodes whenever I could. When I was about to finish it, I noticed something odd. There was an episode number 21. All of the seasons, including this one, ended in 20 episodes. This 21st episode was titled Sweet Revenge. I attempted to Google the episode to no avail. So as you can guess, I played the episode. The episode began in near crystal quality, almost better than the others. It opened in Timmy's bedroom. He woke up, his fairies greeted him, etc. etc. It was very similar to the previous episodes. About 1 minute into it, he went out of his room to go downstairs. About 5 seconds after he was down the stairs, his dad walked through the front door with a blood-stained machete in his hand. Timmy, about as terrified as I was at this point, screamed, "Dad, what have you done?" he cried, shaking nervously. His dad mumbled something, but I could barely make out anything except for the constant "Berg." My mind was too freaked out to process that. His dad walked normally but with a criminally successful feeling across the living room to the kitchen. He wiped off the knife and placed it back into the cabinet as if nothing had ever happened. My mind wanted to stop the episode, but I kept going. The episode cut to the next scene. Timmy was playing anxiously in his room, with the expression like he had just seen a ghost. The camera shot switched to an angled shot so I could see out of Timmy's room. I vaguely saw the shadow of his dad walking down the hallway with the machete in his hand. Cosmo quickly warned Timmy and they attempted to poof away. However, Timmy's dad, having burst through the door, frankly tried to get his son. He threw the knife at Timmy, but horribly missed and instead gouged out Cosmo's eye. Cosmo lets out a throat-shredding scream as blood poured out furiously. Wanda, somehow oblivious to what had just happened to Cosmo, poofed away. Timmy, having been teleported to downtown Dimsdale, tried to find a telephone to call the police. Upon picking up the payphone, he suddenly heard a voice. It was his dad's voice, but his tone was demonic. Petrified, he shut his eyes and tried to wake up as if he was in a dream. Before he knew it, he could not reopen his eyes, and it seems as if his eyes were melting. The blood from them formed a devil's pentagram inside his eyelids. The episode switched scenes. Timmy woke up in his bed as if nothing ever happened. His fairy godparents were not there to greet him, but he could hear the sounds of Wanda's crying. When Timmy looked over to her, He could see what she was crying about. The machete was still in Cosmo's skull. Blood was oozing out, a pool forming under his head on the floor. Timmy glanced outside to see some of his neighbors impaled on the streets by a giant stake. Without any warning, his eyes become bloodshot red, and binary code flashed across the screen. Then the end credits showed. I hastily looked up the binary code to horrifyingly discover what the message was. He was first, you are next. When you see the red light, you will die. Later that day, I read in the newspaper that a lunatic had impaled 3 people. I was so scared my brain almost stopped working. I couldn't sleep all night. The next day, my parents had to literally force me to go to school. Eventually, after being nearly dragged there, I was starting to feel the effects of not sleeping. I decided to close my eyes for a sec. I suddenly saw an incredibly bright flash of red light. I could not express the fear I had felt from seeing the light. When I tensely opened my eyes, I saw the friend that led me the set, almost killing himself with laughter.